Okay, we got a new boss over at Rico. They had to fire the board, get rid of everybody, throw them all out because they were, well, iPro. That Rico is the regulator of Ontario real estate. They're in charge of making sure the licenses are good and people are behaving properly. And they ridiculously screwed the pooch and ended up ignoring a $10 million theft from a trust account. They let it go for like 3 months. I guess they were buddies or something with the crooked rat bastard brokers. But, so the province finally steps out, a big scandal. It was a huge scandal. Province steps in, appoints a new boss, fires the board. You guys go. We're going to reorganize this thing, run it straight, properly, which should be. Because let's face it, if you steal $10 million in trust accounts and just keep running for 3 months, doesn't that give you more chance to steal? I mean, outrageous. Look, here's what I'm going to ask when he gets finished with all the bad stuff he's got to deal with. I'm going to ask the new regulator to think about some way to crack down on absolute ridiculous lies in the real estate business. There's a lot of lying in the mortgage business too. Yes, I'm not going to fight it. There is a lot of lying in lots of commission sales business. But normally a regulator says, look, you can sort of, spin the best possible features of your marketplace. You can sort of embellish the facts, but you can't just lie like a lying bastard, okay? You can't do that. In the securities world, if you just make false guarantees, completely lie about the marketplace, completely lie about the investment, utterly false, totally fictitious guarantees, you lose your license. You lose your license, okay? Why can't that be true in the real estate business? Like, why not? Like, if you're going to say some things that are just crazy, wrong, false, not true, evidence is right there in front of you, it's just factual, or you make madhouse guarantees, like, I guarantee this is what's going to happen if you do this, buy this house. Shouldn't they lose their licenses? Let me give you the example. I'm going to give you the example of Randy, the real estate agent. Randy, the realtor, okay? Randy, the realtor's on TikTok, and I'm spinning by TikTok as I'm on TikTok, and I look at, all of a sudden, Randy pops up. It's pretty decently executed little TikTok reel, and he says, hey, listen. You've got all these people telling you that there's a big condo crash in 416, that the condos are crashing. Then he gives sort of like that side eye shit, like he looks around and like he's going to tell you the secret, like he's looking around to tell you the secret. Well, for the last 3 months, it's turned around. They're always late. These guys are always late. But in the last 3 months, things are turning around. Okay, well, that's weird because 3 months ago was September, and they published September, October, and November, the TRREB system information, which is the 3 months you're talking about that it's turned around. By the way, if something's going down, turned around can only be up. That's it. It's only up. You can't pretend it's not. So all of those stats for the TRREB system show the 416 condos continuing to fall in price. So what magic Disneyland world did you come from where the condos are going up in price in Toronto? I think it's just a lie. But then he kept going. He says, hey, I have $1 million buyer. $1 million buyer. And why does she want to buy a condo for $1 million in Toronto? Because you can't get any better in the world. I'm scratching my head like, what the... Anyway, yeah, you can't get our schools anywhere else in the world. You can't get our infrastructure. You can't get all our amenities. You can't get it anywhere else in the world. So now I'm really in a what the fuck moment, okay? Because there's no better, you can't get the schools in Paris or London or Manhattan. Like, there's no schools like that in those places. None. Ours are better. I mean, I think ours are pretty good, but infrastructure, like, you know how our transit works? It's the worst transit of all major cities. Like, it's worst. Like, so I'm thinking, where is he getting these stories from? But wait, it gets better. In the end, he just goes full on. Randy the Realtor just goes full on crazy town. So he says, hey, let me tell you, I have an open house on the weekend. And this open house, he closes his eyes like he's in ecstasy or something, right? This open house is such a good deal. You will make, in 12 months, $200 more a square foot, maybe $400 more a square foot. It will go up that fast. Well, now I'm just like shocked. Like, I'm hearing something that in the securities business, you just lose your license. Yeah, you can make that much, says Randy the Realtor, in just 12 short months. So I'm thinking now, but okay, that's crazy. What's it going to go? So you can buy today for $900. You're guaranteeing, because when you say that in English, you say it in absolute declarative English that this is how much it's going to go up. You're saying it's going to go up from like $900 to $1,100 or $1,400. Or you're saying it's going to go from $600 to $800 or $1,000 a foot in just 12 months. Like, he's saying, and Randy's position is for sure. Okay, so this is insane. This is completely insane. And like, why are you allowed to say this crazy talk? How is it possible? Like, I know realtors. I deal with realtors. I have friends who are realtors. They do not do this. They don't. But yet there's crazy town Randy the Realtor is putting this out into the world that it's the greatest market in the world, that it's a secret, but the prices have gone way up, and but somehow TRREB doesn't know it. And he's got $1 million buyer who's just in lust with Toronto because it's so good. And then he's got an open house for you that's going to make you a killing. It's going to make you huge returns. Hey, if you're talking about returns on your down payment, says Randy, if you're using leverage, it's 200%. Yeah, like my brain exploded at that point. I mean, like, why would a real estate industry, where it's right there online, anybody can see it, why would a real estate industry not take away his license? Why not? Like, it's just dangerous. It's dangerous. It's apart from ridiculous, it's dangerous. What is he saying to people? What is he telling people if he's saying things that are that crazy?